Welcome to the Bait Boys Podcast, the podcast where you can spend hours, even days of your life crafting the perfect handmade lure just to have some rando on Facebook tell you it's overpriced. My name is Jesse with Freekbaits Custom Fishing Lures, and as always, I am joined by my amazing co-hosts, Trevor from Peak.baits and Anthony from lazybaitsco. Gentlemen, how we be doing this evening?
Sick as a dog.
Sick?
Yeah,
You've not been feeling too hot.
Thanks
for being here,
though. Nothing done this weekend.
That's fair. You got to have those weekends sometimes. Got to take care of you. About you, Trevor, what have you been up to?
We be good.
We good? Says it all right there. We are also lucky enough to be joined by Joe from B8N Tackle. Joe, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you, and we're going to have a lot more from Joe here in just a minute. But as usual, we've got a few housekeeping items to take care of. First and foremost are our announcements. And the only announcement that I really have is just to remind everybody that the Bait Boys Color Challenge / giveaway is still in effect. It's going strong as of right now, I think, depending on when this airs. Yes, it is. Still going strong. Wait, hang on. Hold, please. Is it going strong? This may be the end of... It's going? Anyway, if it's still going, go enter. If it's not, we should be announcing the winner soon. I'll never get that. This whole continuity timeline thing is...
I think we'll be announcing in the next episode, right?
Right. So I think this is the middle episode. So I think it's probably already over because this airs... They have to be done by August 6th. So look at your phone and see what day it is right now as you're watching this. And if it's past August 6th, it's over. If it's before August 6th, you still have a chance to enter. So just go check out the Bait Boys Instagram to find out more. If you see an announcement of the winners.
Know what day it is anymore?
I really don't.
No.
I really don't, but it's okay. We're going to move past it. So yeah, either it's the announcement's upcoming or you can still enter, one of the two, just depending on if today is August 6th or not, or before or after.
If it's already over, thanks for entering the giveaway.
Yeah. We had a great response. I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
We're doing so good at staying ahead on these things that it's just confusing all of us. So it's kind of a challenge, but it'll be fine. It'll buff. Anyway, any other announcements that I did not cover? Anybody?
I got Nut Runner blanks up for sale on the website, but other than that, not much.
Yeah, those things are awesome, and they're catching some fish. I see.
Joe's gonna be making them soon.
At some point, whenever I have time.
Time.
Yeah.
The bait maker's mortal enemy.
Yeah, that's right.
Never enough time. We've talked about that a lot, but all right. Anything else? Nut Runner mold, or not molds. The molds, that's already done and over with, but Nut Runner blanks. So if you want to paint your own Nut Runner.
The molds are still up too, but now the blanks also. I figured I'd put some blanks out there so people can have a little trial of making them before they want to invest in the mold, paint them up, fish them.
Yeah. You said they're a lot of fun to paint, right?
Dude, they're super easy to paint because it's all just shading. You got the hair texture and you just shoot from a couple different angles and 3 colors and the bait's perfect.
That's awesome. I'll have to snag a couple of those. Any other announcements?
No.
Trevor? Anything? Nothing?
Trevor's been busy painting, man.
Yeah, Trevor's the only one that does anything. I feel like every time I see something come across my Instagram page, it's always something that he painted. It's like, man, he's just busy. He just stays busy all the time.
You got all those mini glides.
Yeah.
The who is it? Boulder Creek? The
Craws?
Those things you painted. Sick. The downsizes you just did. I feel like you get 100 baits done a week.
I don't know about that.
40. Yep. You get 40 baits done a week.
A couple of episodes back, we talked about, how Trevor wanted 80 hours in a day. I think he might have figured it out and just isn't telling us. I think he's got the secret time machine, or what is the thing from Harry Potter, the little thing they turn? I don't know. Showing my nerd there. Sorry. But yeah, I think he's got it figured out. And he's just not sharing the goods with the rest of us. I'm a little
goods
sus.
with us.
I'm a little sus, Trevor. If I had 80 hours a day, I would just have an extra, whatever, 60 something hours to not get anything done. I don't need 80 hours in a day. It's not going to help. But anyway, moving on. But speaking of Trevs, from what I understand, we have a very interesting cook coming up this week. So we'll see what's in store for us on this installment of Let Trev Cook.
So if anybody remembers or watched last week's episode, I got a mascot, right? Well, my mascot has a name now. Yeah, his name is Lil Trev .0, and he had to get an upgrade, So here we go. He's got glasses,
accessorized.
Oh man, you're killing me.
And in our cook this week, we decided to, with Batman filming at the end of the year and whatnot, we got to get Batman ready to film. So, the menu contains some high energy, protein filled foods, items that are inflammation reducing, because I am 40, but by the time we film, I'll be 41. And then Batman needs easy rooftop meals.
True.
And he would like me to let you know that even though Batman is a vigilante, he still knows his way around the kitchen.
It's good to know, man. I want Batman here.
So make sure you check out the menu after. It'll be listed below.
All right. Well, let's see it. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm starving now. I've not had dinner yet, and Anthony's providing some ASMR for everybody.
I'm just picturing a nice rooftop meal.
His eyebrows will grow back.
That's good to know. I was worried about that, but all right. Well, you saw it here, folks. That is Let Trev Cook. All right. Well, without further ado, it's time to get to our guest of honor, Joe from B8N Tackle. Joe, thank you for being here. Joe is a very broadly versed. Is that a term? I make up words sometimes, but just you hit a broad spectrum of bait making. You do a little bit of everything.
Jack of all trades, but master of none. That's what I am.
I think we can all relate. I think we can all relate to that, but you make a ton of different types of baits. You've got a YouTube channel. You're on all different platforms providing content and information and how-tos and things like that. But beyond that, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do and who you are for those of our audience who may not know?
All right. Well, I am Joe Frank. I have B8N Tackle, and I kind of started off, I wanted to do a fishing channel, I think originally on YouTube, and it was just so super saturated when I started doing that. I'm just like, yeah, I think I got to do something different. But then somebody else tried to get me into doing some, making some baits, and I had a buddy that had bought a whole bunch of lead stuff, pots, and a ton of lead and a whole bunch of do-it molds. And he's like, well, we're not really doing it anymore. Would you be interested in buying it from us? And I was like, well, yeah, I'll buy it. So I bought all that stuff, and he gave me a ton of stuff for a pretty reasonable price too. And I just started doing lead at first, and then you know how that goes, snowballed into plastics, soft plastics, and then I started buying those molds. And I mean, if I could show you the wall next to me over here, it's ridiculous. I've spent way too much money on molds. It's insane. But yeah, I mean, I make a little bit of everything. I think I started getting into just doing baits. I never really sold anything. I think my thing was to try to figure it out, learn how to do it, and then show other people how to do it on YouTube. So that's all I've been doing. And I may be doing stuff wrong. I don't really care. I just putting my point of view out there, right? I mean, I've got quite a few videos now. I'm not even sure what I'm even up to at this point, but I've been doing it for, I want to say 4 years. Maybe it's longer than 4 years. I don't know. It's just crazy. But that kind of progressed into doing soft plastic molds, like silicone molds. I've been doing that a lot lately, and then did some stuff with Anthony and started doing some silicone lead molds, which that got pretty cool. And I want to do a couple more of those at some point here. I just got to come up with some different designs that I want to do something different from everybody else. That's kind of your thing, right? Just don't want to do something that somebody else already did. So, exactly. But yeah, it's kind of me in a nutshell, man. I'm all over the place. There's nothing straightforward. It's just always, but then having the time to do it too, right? Like, cause I've got a full-time job that I travel a lot for work, and for me to be home, to actually be in the shop to do something, it's like, man, it's like pulling teeth to get me to just get settled down and do something. So it's just, life is busy, man. It's always busy.
As it always is. Yeah.
The story of a bait maker.
Yep.
And kids, there's not enough money in it to do it full time, but
no, absolutely not. There's no way.
You try to do what you can when you can.
Yeah.
That's a pretty familiar story for all of us and a lot of people who've been on this podcast. I'm sure a lot of people who are watching out there that make baits, you know, it's just, you do it because you love it, not for the money.
Yeah. I enjoy it. I really do.
Good. So why don't every hero has an origin story, right? So why don't we take it way back to the beginning? And why don't you tell us how you got into fishing in general in the first place?
Well, that'll probably start when I was young. I was probably like 8 or 10, and my uncles used to fish a lot. And actually, I'm originally from upstate New York, north of Syracuse. And the lake that I fished a lot was Oneida Lake, and I think that's on the Bass Pro Tour. I'd have to look that up, but I'm pretty sure it is. But
it's on some tour.
Yeah, but it's a long, like 21 miles long, 1 mile across, and it's a very shallow lake. I think the deepest spot in the lake is like 40 feet. So it's a lot different. Like when I grew up there, it was throwing, crankbaits, square bills and stuff like that. A lot of top water, right? All that kind of stuff. And then I'd never gotten into soft plastics, like never threw them at all. And of course I grew up on spinning rods too, right? So I knew nothing about bait casters, none of that stuff. But did a lot of fishing with my uncles, and then probably gave it up for a while when I got to high school. And then I, got into work and all that stuff. And I didn't probably pick it up until probably, I'd say probably about, I don't know, probably like 2018, 2017, something like that. I picked it back up and then just went nuts with it. The first thing I learned how to do was obviously throw plastics. And then the second thing I learned how to do is actually use a bait caster. And I just put one in my hand and used it for like 2 years straight until I figured that out, because I was bird nesting all over the place. So dialing in your braking and all that stuff. I mean, it took me forever. And I would love to buy one of those Shimano DCs, but a lot of us don't have money for that, or, buying all those. I mean, it's just crazy.
I heard they're not that great.
I have the cheap one. The SLX DC.
Okay.
Like the cheap in comparison to the rest of the Shimano line.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that much.
Okay.
Don't waste your money. Yeah.
I've been a big fan of Luz. Luz have been working really well for me. But
those are good.
Yeah.
What are you going to say, Trev?
Yeah, I got a Corrado DC and the thing will backlash.
Okay. I was kind of curious of that.
Actually,
it's not an easy button. Go ahead.
There was a kid at the lake I fish at, and I think it was his first bait caster, and someone had told him to get one. You're talking about the ones that are like the battery powered?
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, my friend said, this is an easy one to learn on. And I'm like, oh no, dude. He's like, what about, is there some setting on it? I'm like, I don't know. I never used one before. He's like, you kind of just got to tighten the knob and just keep trying until it, stops doing it. I felt bad, but I didn't know what to tell him.
You just got to learn on your own. You just got to put one in your hand, a cheap one, and just keep at it. That's all I did. Just keep at it, and I got really good at it.
Yeah.
So
I've only got the one, and I'll say that it's less likely to backlash, but it absolutely still will. Like there's no warning. It's just you make one mistake and you're going to sit there picking out your reel for the next 20 minutes at least, or just cutting the whole thing and switch it to a different one. Yeah. Exactly. Start over, respool it.
Just start over.
It can still happen. And I've done it on that DC. So it probably helps a little bit, but it's not. Now, again, I have the cheap one, the very, very cheap one. But if Trev's saying it's doing it on the Curado as well, then it's going to do it on any of them. So it's not exclusive. You can still mess it up if you really want to.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Lose also.
Yeah.
I love their stuff.
I'm a huge
I got a couple of those. Yeah.
So recently I've actually been getting back into spin casting, the push buttons, dude. And Luz has got some of these like tactical push button type, and they're awesome. Like they cast really far. The quality of them is very good. I haven't really had any like mess ups or anything like that. So far I'm actually very, very impressed by them. And I can't remember what the number is, like a TSX or something like that. I can't remember, TSCX or something. But yeah, they're pretty reliable.
I remember being a kid and absolutely destroying those things.
Push buttons?
Yeah, you're talking about the one with the cap on it, like with the button in the back. And I remember just destroying them and then getting yelled at.
You remember the old ones have like a small hole that the line comes out on the top? This one has a lot bigger hole, and it's got like a plastic guide in the middle, so it helps the line go out. It's pretty cool. You might want to try it out. I think it was like $40 or something like that for the reel. It wasn't
sure. It's much more advanced than it used to be in the 90s.
Yeah.
The old original Zebco. Yeah. I think we all had that.
I had a bunch of those when I was a kid.
Yeah, those break fairly easily. But I have seen that they're coming out with some more like some beefier push button style reels that have a lot of updates to them, and that's. Yeah, I don't even like spinning rods, to be perfectly honest with everybody. Like I would throw everything on a bait caster just because I'm so used to it now.
Yep.
But obviously there are things you have to throw on a spinning rod, but I always get so mad at it whenever I do. And I'm so anti-spinning rod, I still switch my spinning rods to be right-hand reel because nothing I do makes sense. Quit trying to make sense of things.
Will it drive you crazy to know that I use left-handed everything?
Me too.
Left-handed
Whatever
everything.
Works for you.
Bait caster, I switch all my spinning rods over to the other side. I don't know what it is.
I'm like Anthony. I don't judge people, so no, that's fine with me. It doesn't bother me at all.
I only judge you, really.
It's fair. But anyway, back to.
But I'd agree with. I would agree with you. I don't pick up spinning rods anymore either. I just don't.
Unless I absolutely have to. If I'm throwing something tiny.
To be honest with you, you don't even need to do that anymore because I've got some of those BFS bait casters and they are phenomenal. I can throw like a 1/16, 132, and you can throw it on a bait caster. It's amazing.
I'll have to check those out. I've seen those out there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which one do you use? Because I've wanted to look into getting one of those because I like throwing like a wacky rig.
Yeah.
And I can get away with it on some of my bait casters, but still, it's tough to get some distance on it.
Yeah. What's that brand that sells tungsten? Is it NACO, something like that? The NAKO? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah,
they sell a lot of tungsten.
Something like that.
Yeah. They have a specific BFS reel, and I think it's like, I want to say when I bought it, it was like $150. It might be more than that now, but it was not cheap, but it was a good reel, and I've got 2 of them now. And I'm telling you, man, they are phenomenal for throwing light stuff, for small stuff.
And what about the rod?
I need to get rid of spinning reels.
Yeah.
What rod do you put it on?
Just like a small, and you probably laugh at me for saying this, but I've actually been using like a lot of little like 2-piece, like short rods, like 5-footer. I mean, less than 6 feet for sure. But I've been doing a lot of creek fishing and stuff lately too. I mean, it's fantastic. I just caught I think a couple months ago, I was fishing this lake, just pulled up, started bank fishing it, and I smoked a 3.5 pound largemouth on a small 2-inch swim bait using that rod and reel. It was just crazy.
Is that the maxed fishing little swim bait?
Yeah, that thing is pretty impressive. But I had my buddy Chris paint it. Chris is a hell of a painter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not that Trev isn't.
Yes, he is.
Chris is a very good painter.
Chris is a big influence on where I'm at today.
Okay. Yeah, you guys both, man, you just depress me. I've only picked up an
Right?
airbrush like 2 times, and it just drives me
Oh, man.
nuts. I'm like, God, you guys are so good at painting. I don't know if I could ever do that.
Disgusting how good they
crazy.
are. But so let's take the next logical step. And so we've explained what got you into fishing, but what made you decide to want to make your own baits?
So like I said before, I had that one guy ask me if it was something I wanted to do. And I was like, yeah, things are getting, the same old story. Things get pretty expensive when you start, buying baits and lead and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I probably need to just start doing this on my own. Well, that was probably a big mistake because I think I spent a lot more money.
Famous last words.
Yeah,
thought it would
I
be
spent
cheaper.
a lot of money on this hobby, more money than I probably could have just buying stuff from the store and using it to fish. But it's kind of cool too, because like every time I make something that I know is not on the shelf and I go out and catch something with it, it's just like the biggest gratification ever, right? It's like, oh man, I just caught something on something I made that is it just makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, yeah. So I just, like I said, I started doing that, started off with lead, and then it just snowballed out of control, man. Just plastics. And I think I started off with, because plastic mold manufacturers, there are quite a few out there now. But like back when I started, I think I started doing some do-it stuff. And then I think it progressed into, is it BTS molds? I think he's been around for a long time. And then, of course, AI started. And I think I was around for when they started, actually. Got some of their stuff. And then, Epic started, and they're a phenomenal mold maker. But just there's so many good molds out there. It's insane. Now I've kind of taken a back seat a little bit. I'm like, well, if I can make my own silicone molds, maybe I had to just back off from buying all these aluminum molds. They're just so expensive.
Yeah, but then you see the price of good silicone and it's like, maybe you're not.
Yeah, silicone's getting expensive. It is getting very expensive. Yeah,
definitely.
So,
Well, you make a lot of different types of baits, but do you have a favorite? Like, what's your favorite type to make?
So I think I was talking to Skimp about this too. Like, I think I'd have to say that I'd go back to lead. I really do enjoy pouring lead. There's just something about it. And I had an underspin mold made, and I just absolutely love pouring that thing and making those baits. It's just, underspin has worked so well for me. Like, I throw it everywhere, and it could be a small one, like a 1/16 ounce. I make them that small, and then I can make it up to, actually I can make up to an ounce now.
Yeah, I saw that you have a giant, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but a giant underspin video on your YouTube channel. That looks. And
there's a guy, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with him. His name is, I think it's Saddle Tramp Baits, and he's I think he's in Pennsylvania. And him and I have become buddies, and he actually like watched my videos to become a bait maker. So it was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, just the acknowledgement that somebody actually is watching my videos, and it is helping someone at least, right? But yeah, so I'm doing something with him right now where I'm making these 1 ounce underspins, and then I'm sending them to him, and then he's selling them like at his shows and stuff for muskie. So it's pretty cool. And he's making all the plastics.
That's sick.
So yeah, I'm trying to branch out in different ways. So instead of me selling stuff on a website, which I don't have time for, I'm making stuff like Anthony's resin baits, the little lipper and the big lipper there, and I'm making those, send them to Chris, and he'll paint them, put them on his site, and then we just kind of share some of the profits, kind of thing. So that's kind of the way I'm trying to go that way now. So I can be a little less involved, but still make a little bit of money, just to feed my addiction.
Just gotta hope it kind of pays for itself, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's the hopes and dreams of every bait maker. It's like, I just want to make enough so I can make more of them. That's really what it boils down to.
I mean, YouTube helps. Well, I mean, you do get some money on YouTube when you get to be a certain size and you start making, I'm not making tons of money on it. I'm not, making that much where I can quit my job. That's for sure. But like, that helps a little bit to feed the addiction. And then I've got the affiliate program with Barlow's. That's pretty cool. They don't pay me money, but they pay me credit. So then that way I can actually buy more product from them, or it's free product really. And then I can show it on the channel. So it's kind of a win-win, right? I don't have to buy it. I can just go get it or go order it, and then they'll send it to me, and then I just show it on the channel. So it's kind of
a sweet deal.
It's a win-win.
Shout out your code. Awesome. Shout out your code. Put it here. I just used it last
B8N
week.
Tackle. Yeah. All one word, all together. Yep.
We'll put it in the description below as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
To
It's
make
pretty
sure
awesome,
everybody
man.
takes advantage of that. That's cool. Barlow's
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah. Barlow's been
That's-
very good. They've been very, very good to work with. Mm-hmm.
They got
bet.
a ton
Yeah,
of stuff. I'm going to have to reach out to them.
Yeah. I mean, if you do enough of it,
affiliates?
yeah, they'll definitely. I mean, I think I started it with, I think Do It actually reached out to me, but they wanted me to specifically use their stuff. But then somebody told me, I think I was talking to Skimp about it, and he told me that that's not actually true. But everybody told me that you don't have, you can only use the Do It stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to limit myself to one company, right? I kind of want to use everybody kind of thing. So,
Yeah,
That makes sense.
I will say the like what you're doing with Chris and who's the other person?
a saddle tramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of bait makers, working as a team, like I know for me and Trev,
Yeah.
it helps me a ton.
Exactly.
Because like my painting process and my amount of time just it's not there. And if I can send stuff to him and have him help me out or whatever the case may be, and we, split the money, it's really helpful probably to us, but also just a lot of other people. It would be helpful too if they partner up and have one person get some stuff done, have the other person get their stuff done.
You've made yourself well known as the design master, Anthony.
Thank you.
Good at it. I don't know if that's what he wants to be known
He
as,
is
but
very
he's
good at it.
Very good at it.
Definitely not the paint master.
Was it you that started? Because remember, you and I were talking about doing that lead crawtail thing, and you were starting to go down that. Well, you were doing was the proto craw when you started doing that, and then you were talking to me about doing a lead one, and I'm like, yeah, we could do a silicone lead mold for sure. And then I went back and forth, and we made it. It's pretty sweet. Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
I didn't even I've heard of that high temp silicone for lead, and I tried it before, but I didn't have any luck with it. And I think I told you this when we were working on that. And then you told me about the talc powder.
Yep.
And now that stuff, I use it for the lead inside of swim baits.
Yep.
Like, if I want a specific shape,
Yep.
you could make anything, a shape of anything, clay, whatever, and then pour the silicone on. Now you flip it over and you have a lead mold. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that silicone's a little tough to work with though, because it is very thick.
Yeah, it is
very thick silicone. Yeah,
and it stains everything.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Anything it touches is now this nice maroon color.
Yep.
Your fingers. I work on there's carpet down here. Got some red on the carpet.
Good to know. I'll have to check that out and be careful with it. It sounds like.
Yeah, definitely.
Wear gloves.
Yes, wear gloves.
Who does that?
100%. No,
these days.
Wear gloves with it. Wear
Dude,
gloves with it. Regular silicone, I don't care about. But this
regular
stuff,
silicone, I don't. But this
you
stuff,
definitely
do
want to wear
gloves. Yes, and I do wear gloves when I pour that stuff. But I hate wearing gloves. I absolutely hate wearing gloves. Even when I work, I hate wearing gloves. It's just terrible.
You got to wear high voltage gloves.
No, because a lot of the stuff I work on is taken down for like preventative maintenance type stuff. So, and we just verify that it's dead, right? That's all we really do. And then we can work on it. But yeah, I rarely put on a pair of like high voltage gloves to test something. That's very rare. I think I've only done it like 1 or 2 times, maybe.
Man, I seen the videos of the people that they're going to hit the switch and they got the person with like a stick around them in case the
the hook
crap out. He works on electrical, like the power grid, right?
Yeah, I work on switch gear. I don't know if you've actually like big break. You know how you got circuit breakers in your house? I work on the really big ones that come into like plants and industry kind of thing. So I go to a lot of different places. Yes, exactly. Switches, transformers, breakers, all that kind of stuff. I work on a ton of that stuff. It is very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing.
Sounds interesting. Sounds spicy.
It is pretty interesting. Yeah.
Something I definitely have no interest in. Just from I know how many times I don't.
Come on, Jesse, you could do it.
Listen, making one bait, the last bait I made, shut out the rat. I injured myself pretty good at least 3 times throughout that process, and that's just making one bait. How bad do you think I would be at like something that actually has a I'd die. I would be dead. That would be me. It would not be a long career. I can tell you that.
I rarely get zapped by, I'm not going to get hit by anything that's really live because, again, we work on it dead. But I will scrape the crap out of my hands. I'd sharp stuff you were sticking our hands in sharp places. I mean, there's sharp metal everywhere. So it's just, my hands constantly have cuts on them. So I should wear gloves, but I just don't.
You'll like this. So the one time I was servicing our outside AC unit, and I come downstairs and I turn the breaker off and then I go outside and mess with it, and that thing blasted me, dude. Like, I was buzzing, only to find out there's a breaker on the wall above
Yes, there is. Yep.
That's all. I could have just disconnected it.
You could have just disconnected it there, yep.
I turned off the wrong breaker, and I'm out there just zapping myself, dude.
Yeah, there should be one right near your outdoor unit. Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's right above it. I found it afterwards.
That's why I don't do that. I don't mess with electricity. I tried to change an outlet in a wall once, and I fried the breaker. I didn't trip it.
Good.
I fried it.
Well, yeah,
had to replace it.
You really did a good job.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I don't know how I did it, but I was just like, and it was gone.
Smoke
I didn't
out of it.
I didn't have a problem myself. I go to like mess with the breaker, and you can see that it's burnt.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, that was my lesson to learn was don't mess with electricity, Jesse. It's not your thing. Stick to carving wood.
Yep.
You'll hurt yourself enough doing that.
A lot of people have problems with electricity because they can't see it, right? It's something you can't see. It's there, but you just can't see it. So it gets a lot of people. You're not the only one, Jesse. Don't worry.
A dead wire looks just like a live wire. So
that's right. Yep.
I don't mess with it, but I'm going to try to segue this because you did mention that you hate wearing gloves. But let's talk about what you like. What is your favorite? Did I do a good job there? Was that good?
That was good. That was good.
All right. I had to figure out how to do it. It's all right. We got there. But what is your favorite part of the bait making process in general? Like, do you have like one specific step that you always look forward to doing?
Probably like actually sitting down and like being able to design or tinker with things. Like if I'm usually in the wintertime when I'm sitting in a hotel room for my job, that's usually how it comes about. I'll bring a block of wood with me and I'll just start whittling at it. What am I going to make this time? Like what kind of swim bait or whatever, right? That's kind of, I think that's my favorite. And I always forget to record it. Like I want to record it to put it on YouTube, but I don't know what it is. I just can't pull out the camera and do it. I just got to sit there and just kind of focus. You know what I mean? Just carving away at a piece of wood. So I do like carving. Now I'm terrible when it comes to symmetry, but I do like carving. But
got to get it close. It'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it close. Send it to Anthony. He can 3D scan it and make it perfect. I
actually have a scanner now, Anthony. I don't know if I told you that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I bought the Inspire 3D scanner.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it out.
A whole new world.
It was like
whole new world.
I've seen that movie a million times. But yeah, I think it was on sale on the Amazon Prime days for like, I don't know, like $120 cheaper than what it normally is. And I'm like, yeah, I probably should take advantage of that and buy that.
Yeah.
So,
well, dude, you can 3D scan anything now. Like this, you could 3D scan this block of wood like I'm going to do. And then sculpt it.
I thought you already scanned it.
No, dude, I got this. They're both sitting here. The actual bait and the block of wood.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome.
That wasn't the goal I had in mind with the block of wood for you.
I think you should just fish with a block of wood. I'm sure you could get something to bite it. Didn't Marlin do that? I think Marlin did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's in a block of wood, a ball.
Yeah.
Completely clear lure.
I don't think it matters what he throws. So he's going to catch something on it. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to catch
That's because of the ponds. BJ's ponds.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know he does some stuff in rivers and creeks too, but yeah, he does.
He only goes to the ponds if everything else is failing.
Right. Yeah, he does. And he does a good job kind of explaining that
I was just giving a shout out to BJ's ponds. I can't remember the guy's name. Jorgensen?
I think it's Bjornsson, but he pronounces it.
Yeah.
Bjornsson.
Bjornsson. Yeah.
Joint Jointson's pond management.
Maybe you could get them to be, one of your sponsors.
I'm gonna have
like
to
a
reach
real
out
sponsor.
to 'em. We're trying.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, yeah. We in our last episode we did ask for anybody interested in sponsoring. Please reach out. But we'll get to our sponsor here in just a second for this week. I can't wait to see what it is. But anyway, a couple more questions for Joe first. Going back to you mentioned several times that you have a YouTube channel, and that's like what you primarily like. The purpose for making these baits is to show on your YouTube channel how you make them in kind of like an educational, instructional, DIY type of format.
Yep.
And I also mentioned earlier that you make a ton of different types, from soft plastics to lead. I know you've got a video making Anthony's resin lippers, and like you a whole slew of different types of baits. Is there one specific type of bait content, like one type of bait that drives more engagement on your channel that you've noticed?
It's kind of funny you mention that. So every time I feel like I do a fluid bed video, it does really well. I don't know what it is about fluid beds, but everybody loves those videos. And the original ones more than I did some 3D printed fluid bed videos recently, and those, they didn't do as well as the old ones, but they are picking up. Like longer they're on there, they're obviously, people catch on to it and search it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, for some reason the fluid bed videos, just everybody loves them.
And
I know there's other bait makers out there that have done it. So
for the idiots out there like me who have no idea what a fluid bed is, do you care to explain what?
Yeah, so a fluid bed just fluidizes powdered epoxy paint. So then that way when you dip a hot lead head into it like a jig, it just sticks. It sticks to it, but it's an even coat. It's more of an even coat instead of getting a lot of like glob in it. Because like if you don't take one of those like Protec little jars of the epoxy powder paint, if you don't shake that up first, it's not going to be very good, because you're going to dip it in there and you're going to get too much paint on it when it's hot. It's going to melt to it. And then when you try to bake it, it's just going to run and do like a drip, right? It does not do well. And I've done that plenty of times, believe me. Plenty of times.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that process. I didn't realize it was called a fluid bed. So thank you for clarifying that. For all
Jesse's thinking a water bed.
Going back to the late 80s, early 90s, just wobbling on your foot, surfing your waterbed. Yeah, but thank you for clarifying that for all the dummies out there that didn't know what a fluid bed were. I mean, it was, like, come on, guys, get with the program. But
it's a pretty cool process. It really is. It's very, very different. Like you wouldn't think adding some air to some epoxy powder paint would, make it. Literally does. You'll see it just rise up in there and start bubbling a little bit. It's pretty cool. It's a very unique process.
You think it's like the accessories part of the process that, like, maybe because there's so many videos on how to like make a swim bait or a jig or something, but the stuff people like want to hone in on is, well, this one specific piece of the process. You feel like maybe that's why the fluid bed, it's like,
probably, yeah, it's definitely a little bit different than a lot of the other processes that I do in the lab. I mean, or in my shop. It's not really. It's definitely different for sure. But I've seen people do it in different applications, like, car parts and stuff like that. I've seen people make like giant fluid beds and dipping like steering wheels and stuff. It's crazy. Like there's a ton of videos on YouTube. That's another one you can get snowballed down too. You can just start watching all sorts of videos. It's crazy.
Who knew fluid beds were so big and popular?
Yeah. There was one video. There was one video I watched this guy doing like a steering wheel part, and he was specifically 3D printing it. Anthony, you probably love this one. And he just kept making it like different versions of it and trying to like fluidize the powder in a bigger bed, but like evenly. So he like would make sections of it underneath where the air would travel specifically to underneath, you know what I mean? Underneath like your whatever your filter material is on the bottom. Like typically you'd use like a coffee filter or something like that where the air would go through but keep the powder on top. So he was trying to figure out a way to like, sectionalize or compartmentalize like all the sections underneath to keep it air like flowing perfectly. So he'd have like 4 or 5 different tubes in different areas hooked up to it with a bigger aquarium pump to provide the air. And that was a very cool video. And I think he actually mentioned my videos in the beginning of it. I think he said something about there are a lot of fluid bed videos out there, and he like did like this flash of all these fluid bed videos, and I think like 2 of mine were in there. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool to be included in that. So yeah, it's pretty neat. It's a neat process.
That sounds like it. Yeah, it looks cool. Like I said, I've seen it before. I just didn't realize that was what it's called. But I know what video of yours I'm watching next, because that sounds like a fun process. I own precisely one jig mold, and it's just ball head jigs. But
I bet they work.
Tried painting them, and it didn't work well at all.
Yeah.
Airbrush paint doesn't stick to it very well, so I might have to look into 3D printing a fluid bed. But
I have airbrushed lead heads before and then sealed them, and it works okay. It's nothing crazy, but I think epoxy powder paint is definitely the way to go with lead for sure.
I ended up dipping it in clear coat and curing that, and UV clear coat, and then curing that, and then painting over that, and that worked okay.
Yeah,
It wasn't worth the trouble.
Yeah. Or if you just start with a base color like you guys do in the swim baits, if you start with dipping it in a white epoxy powder paint and then do the airbrush over top of it, and that way it gives you a nice white background and you can do whatever you want on it, and it works really well.
Yeah.
But don't take my word for it. I'm not a professional. I've only done it like twice, so.
Sure. Cool. So my next question here is kind of one we ask a lot of the bait makers that come on our show, and that was if you had any advice for someone who may be out there watching this, because it actually came up in the last live chat for the video we did with, or for the episode we did with, well, live last as in current date of recording with Slept on Swim Baits, people talking about getting into bait making. And if you had one piece of advice to give anybody that's thinking about it, now I will put a caveat on it. We've already been through this several times. It can't be don't. Just don't do it. Because that would be like everybody would start there. But if they're just dead set and determined, what advice would you give somebody that's brand new baby bait maker that's wanting to get into it, hasn't even carved their first chunk of basswood yet?
I would say don't do it to make money is really what I would say. If you're doing it to just try something new, or you just want to make something that you know works, and start with that. Like, if you like jig heads, just get a small lead pot, get one jig mold, and then just start doing what you want to do. And then maybe do some soft plastics too, if you wanted to do that. But I wouldn't recommend somebody just jump in, head first and start buying all this stuff and realize later on you don't like it. Like the guy that I kind of bought my stuff from, I think him and his buddies planned on making these things. And I don't know if they really planned on selling them or not, but then they got into it and they're like, oh, we don't really have the time to do this. And then they just, then I acquired it. So I guess that was a win-win for me, but still, just getting into it, doing something that, you would like, and I'd say dabble a little bit, try a bunch of different things, try doing one lead mold, and then try doing one soft plastic mold, and try getting a block of wood and just carving a swim bait or something, anything. But I wouldn't say just go head first in and, just getting everything and trying to be, a hero, I guess is the right word. But yeah, don't go into this if you think you're going to make money. You guys say it all the time. You guys religiously say it. We're not in it to make money. We're just in it because we like to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's a hobby that, if you're lucky, can pay for itself.
Right? Yeah, exactly. If you can get to that point, that's kind of cool. Like I'm starting to get a little bit of, kickback from certain things and stuff like that, which is kind of neat. But I'm not, paying off my debt by any means. I'm just kind of break it even and keeping my head above the water at this point. So it's an expensive hobby. It's a very expensive hobby.
Definitely can be. You were going to say something, Trev. What do you got to offer?
Oh, it takes a strong-minded person and a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Yes. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, it does. And all the colors, you can see all the stuff behind me. I got dead on stuff. I got MF stuff. I've got, 8-bit baits, all his stuff, the hollow shift powders, all that. Luckily, some of these people have been very generous enough to send me some things if you want to do a video on this, I'm sure I'll do a video on it. Absolutely. So it's kind of cool. The community has been very open And that's what I like about it. But that's what I try to do, I think, with my YouTube channel too, is I try to, promote people to go try this. It's really not that hard. Just try it. If I can do it, geez, you can do it. I mean, come on. It's really
That's how
not
I
that
feel
hard.
about it.
Yeah. I mean,
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's great advice. And I think that that's worth taking into account if you are out there looking to explore bait making. Start with the cheap stuff. Start small.
Yeah, exactly.
See if you like it, and then try a few things, because just because you kind of liked whittling a piece of wood, maybe you'll really like doing some soft plastic open pour stuff. Even you don't have to buy the whole injection setup.
Yep.
So I think that's great advice, Joe. And I think that can help a lot of people, because I know I did it exactly the wrong way. Like I do with all of my hobbies that I've ever tried. I was like, well, I need a bandsaw, and I need a jointer, and I need a table saw, and all of these things. And I did start smallish, but I luckily had a few residual tools left over from previous hobbies that kind of helped me get started.
Right. Yeah.
But I have a bad tendency of jumping in face first to something because I'm like, oh, this is really cool, and I've really enjoyed researching this for the past 10 minutes. Let me spend $1,000.
Yeah. 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 I'm the same as you. I had a lot of, like, before I started doing any bait making stuff, I did a lot of woodworking. I built all my kitchen cabinets. I built a bed for my daughter, nightstands. I've done a lot of woodworking. So I had a lot of those tools and I don't even do a lot of woodworking like now in the bait making stuff, other than, carving some swim baits and stuff like that, but not even real swims. I mean, like open pour swim baits, like soft plastic swim baits. Yeah. But same thing, you acquire things over time, you get tools, start using.
Yeah. Start cheap. You don't have to spend $1,000 to get started, to find out if you like it. And then there's Anthony over here with 7 3D printers.
Hey. It didn't start off like that, though.
I've got one now. I think it's your fault, Anthony.
You're welcome.
He's the reason I
try to encourage everyone to.
And now I'm going to get a resin printer too, so thanks a lot.
You're also welcome. Well, don't jump in head first, but also you're not going to get rich off of it. But if you just keep reinvesting what you make, and, keep the addict mentality and keep doing it, eventually you start to grow more,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're not going to get rich right away, or probably ever, but it's the type of hobby that can sustain itself, which is cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It can make money. I mean, well, and there are people out there that I'm sure have made millions of dollars off of bait making. I don't know any of them, but it can make money if you do it right and you stick with it. And you, like Anthony said, reinvest, that $20 back into your business, buy more tools, buy more materials, whatever it is, just keep rolling that back into it. And you can get to a place where you're making money. I've heard, I don't know. I'm not to that point yet, but I think you get into it, like you get into bait making, and then you just find your niche, right? Because really, I enjoy doing a lot of different things. Like you said, I told you what my favorite thing to do is, but I really do enjoy doing the YouTube content, like making the YouTube content for other people to get into it, right? Or just, try this. This is something different. Try this. I've got another video coming out this week, which will probably be previous to this video, but of me taking an actual frozen green sunfish and making a mold out of it. And then I'm going to make it a open pour swim bait, and we're going to make a swim bait out of it. And I think Chris is going to help me with that part of it. So
that's going to be awesome.
Cool. Yeah. So just different stuff, just always doing something different, man.
Mm-hmm.
Always changing it up.
Keep it fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it fun. Fun, like our sponsors. There's another great segue for you. Anthony, please enlighten us as to who our sponsor is this week.
Nobody. I was busy.
We did that last week, like we were our own sponsor. Like, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but
running.
No, like I was fishing and I forgot to get us a sponsor. But I'll get a sponsor before this airs. In the meantime, If anyone wants to sponsor us, feel free to reach out.
Dude, as long as it's not that old lady wearing that bait and tackle shirt. I don't know where she came from, but
Rosie?
Grandma Rosie.
It's weird. She left the shirt to me, man.
I love it, man. I appreciate it.
So what you're saying is we do not have a sponsor yet this week, but by the time the episode airs,
We'll probably have one, yeah.
probably or definitely.
More than likely. I don't know. Depends on the weather. I gotta
'cause you were
I gotta see
fishing.
if the fish are biting this week. If they're not, I'll get us a sponsor. If they are biting, then I don't know.
If they are biting, make the fish the sponsor.
No Lake
What?
Lax.
No,
We're gonna
like,
get sued. If they are biting, make the fish the sponsor. At this point, I mean, the fish
There
is
you
going to
go.
pay us just as much as everybody else has.
point.
Yeah. So yeah. And now a word from our sponsor.
Is that a question?
I
Is
hope.
that a question?
Hey, it's Anthony from the future here. I didn't get us a sponsor, so I just want everyone to know that Jesse's pretty violent, and I'm kind of scared. So if you own a small business and you'd like to be our sponsor, shoot us an email at baitboyspodcast@gmail.com or message us on Instagram.
Anthony?
I think I hear him coming. I'm hiding in the closet.
Anthony!
We'd love to work with you. Send us an email.
Anthony, where's the sponsor?
Yeah, that's him. Oh God.
I hope it was a good
Yeah.
one. I'm not confident,
Wow,
but
that was a good one. I'm glad I got them to sponsor us.
I
Is
think
that a
Jesse's
good
got-
reaction to the unknown sponsor?
Jesse's got hit in the head with too many noggins.
yeah,
Dude.
I
I'll get Rosie next time. Don't worry.
thought you had bad news about Rosie. I was excited. I mean, I was worried.
Well, let's just say she left me this shirt in her will. I'll just leave it at that.
What about the slippers?
The slippers, nah, dude. That went to the rest of her family. That kept the Tochi's chum going.
Oh, man.
Who
The
got
family business.
Who got the shower cap?
Oh, the shower cap went to Denise.
Shout out to Denise.
Carrying on the family legacy, I guess.
Yep. And Kareem.
Oh man.
Do you have Denise's contact info?
Nah, she don't want to talk
Good.
to us.
Good. I was going to say, if you do, delete it. Anyway, back to our guest. Joe, I'm sorry that you had to go through all that.
Oh, no, it's
Putting
great.
It's
up
a
with
regular
us.
I love it.
occurrence.
I watch the show every week, man. It's
Well,
It's
then you know it's a
fantastic.
regular
I love it.
occurrence for us to have this struggle ongoing. But hopefully last week's ad will stir up some better sponsors that are willing to, work with us and maybe, invest a little bit into growing our brands together like a good sponsor would.
I think y'all were right.
Anyway,
The baby is the best.
the baby,
That's
the
the best
baby, I give a
sponsor.
pass.
Yeah.
The baby, I
Yeah.
give a pass.
Baby's the
Yeah,
best.
I'm
She doesn't
tired
pay
of
very well,
lending-
but
I'm
Yeah.
tired of lending her money, though.
Wait.
You're going to be doing
Yeah,
that the
right.
rest of her life.
yeah, you think it's bad now.
Yeah, you got no
Buddy.
clue what's coming, buddy. No
No.
clue. I've got an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old. Yeah, it's coming, bud.
Yeah, it definitely is. I can't wait.
I'm just going to stay broke.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. They'll still get it out of you somehow.
Oh yeah, they will.
Great.
You'll be every time you go to the store. Can I get this? Can I get that?
You'll be
It's
selling
just
your
a
fishing gear
everyday
before too
occurrence.
long.
Yeah.
Better start saving. Anyway, so Joe, again. Joe, hi Joe. I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing great, man.
Good. I'm glad to hear. At least one of us is.
Yeah.
But seriously, again, thank you for being here. I got a couple more questions for
Sure.
you, and one of them is one that we ask everybody that comes on this show, and it's a very tricky question. It can be very polarizing. It can be very telling of the individual answering it. So
Okay.
that question, and if you watched the show before, you
Hey.
probably know what this question is going to
Probably.
be.
But you're making
and
me
that
nervous.
That question is, what do you think is the greatest artificial fishing lure ever made?
Oh man, that is a tough question. Now I know why I'm so nervous. No, I don't know, man. I'd have to say I kind of grew up on a lot of topwater and crankbaits, and I'd say that damn jitterbug was always one of my favorites growing up. I mean, I threw that thing all the time. But then, of course, River to Sea came out with the Whopper Plopper, and when I started throwing that, I mean, that thing was awesome too. But old school wise, I'd have to go with the old school. Probably the jitterbug. That was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome little bait.
I like that answer a lot.
Yeah. Topwater crawlers. That's
I got a video to send you later, Joe.
Okay. Send it away, man. But yeah,
that's
I
a
mean,
solid answer.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do like the old school. I think I've got a metal sign somewhere of like all the old head and lures. Like those are pretty cool too. Like all the originals. And every time I kind of take a look at that, I'm like, man, I wonder when that's I think you were talking about it before, when things are going to go full circle and come back to like the metal hardware. I think that would be really awesome to see us go back to that, like all that old metal stuff. It would be sweet. It really would.
It's a matter of time. It all comes full circle. And I think that would be cool. Like, I'm not saying that sarcastically. I think it'll be neat to see that stuff. Because, Marling's been showing all these old lures on his channel. And it's like to see like the full belly plate with the screws in, and the hook hangers and like the old style of through wire design and how they used to do that. I think seeing some of that stuff come back, maybe a little updated, not copying what they did back then, but like with updated processes and materials. I think it'd be cool.
Dude,
I don't have the attention span to do it, or else I'd try it myself.
That live minnow in the tube thing. That was
weird, disgusting.
It's like, what? Somebody actually came out with something like that? That was crazy.
Not all of the old baits were good, but some of them are classics.
The only thing that was real old that I remember having in my tackle box, and I had a big tackle box when I was a kid. The one thing I had that somebody gave me, and I don't remember if it was my dad or my uncles or somebody, but they gave me one of those. Have you ever seen those self-setting bobbers? Did you ever see those? It was like a red and yellow bobber, and you actually pulled the bottom piece down and set your line in it and twisted it, and it would lock in place. So when the fish would pull on it, it would snap it back up and set the hook for you. That was a pretty cool,
kind of like a ice fishing tip up type of thing.
Kind of,
like,
but it's
not type of thing, but process. Like it's like automated,
like
somewhat.
What is that called? The jaw jacker and like stuff like that. Kind of like that, right? Except it's just a bobber you just throw out in the water. It was pretty cool. It was very neat.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, I don't think I ever got it to work, but it was a very cool design. I thought it was a very neat design.
Nobody else did either, probably.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not still around.
Yeah. I mean, the gimmicks were real back then. I mean, yeah, they definitely tried to sell you on the lure or sell the
they were trying,
not the actual right product or the good product.
Yeah. They overthought it a little bit in some instances I've seen. In theory it sounds great, but in practice it's definitely not effective. Well, no, I think that's a good answer. I think the jitterbug is a classic, and it's something that's unlike a lot of these other lures that have gone the way of the dodo, and you don't see them around anymore unless you're going to pay $80 for them on eBay. The jitterbug's always been around. There's always been some sort of topwater crawler. Like it's not really gone anywhere. Maybe it's not as popular as it used to be, but it's still there. You've always been able to buy one since they came out. Yeah. So I think
they've always been around. I think the other one that I've seen a lot, and I used to fish with it a lot when I was younger, was the Cotton Cordell Big O. That crankbait has been around forever. And you can still get it at like Walmart. But yeah, that one's always been a big one.
Yeah. Did you have the Arkansas Wiggler?
No, I have not.
Hey, apparently it kills, and it's a blade bait on steroids.
Yeah, that thing was crazy.
The Arkansas Wiggler. Anyway, all right, Joe, why don't you let our audience know where they can find you and if there's anything exciting coming up in the near future for Bait and Tackle?
You can find me at Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, very heavy. And then I am obviously on YouTube, pretty heavy too. So those are kind of the three things. I don't have a website. I've never really gotten into that whole having a website and trying to sell stuff. So I've been trying to keep, I usually do the drops. And I know a lot of people do not like doing drops, but I'll make up like a batch of silicone mold and sell them sometimes and do that kind of thing. But yeah, but other than that, working on stuff. There's one that I've been working on, which I don't know if I should I mention it, Anthony? The chode.
Chode. Yes.
I already love it. I don't even know what it is.
It's a really short swim bait and it's really fat. And I don't think it swims right at all. But what it's been doing lately, I think I'll take it at this moment. Like the whole body it just goes back and forth. Like it's crazy. I can't even explain the action. It's just insane. But I have been doing some testing and like it's only a certain type of plastic, like medium hard, that'll work. That'll actually do it. If it's too soft, it will not work. So it's very dependent on what type of plastic you put in there. But yeah, I may have to play with that one a little bit more before I release that. I've been working on that thing for, I don't know how long I've been working on that thing, like 8 months. It might even be a year for I don't know. I'm not sure, but it's been a constant headache. And I know
Little
Anthony keeps telling me all the time. He's like,
baits suck.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you tell me all the time, Anthony. You're like, I just give up on projects all the time. I don't even continue when they don't work right the first time. It's like, yeah, I have a tough time putting things down.
I put it on a certain shelf in the closet.
Yeah,
and I'll get back to it. Never.
Yeah, I have a tough time putting things down. I kind of want it to work.
Well, it's hard to put the chode down.
Yeah, it's just that name. I can't.
Anthony can't wait to get his hands on the chode.
I can't wait.
Well, right on. Well, we'll put links in the description to all of those. And you have, we were talking about it a little earlier before we started recording. You also have a merch site though. You don't have a site where you sell your baits, but you have a t-shirt.
Yeah, Sticker Mule, and it's just a Sticker Mule store that I have set up. It's just Bait and Tackle, and there's t-shirts. Yeah, see, Anthony's a big fan. I think this one I'm wearing the same thing.
Yeah,
but
I'm gonna get one as soon as we get done here. So
I got the one with the fish on. This is there's a guy in California that actually does some of my artwork, and that's actually another pretty cool thing that I've been doing is having him. Every time I try to release an open pore swim bait or any kind of mold, I usually have him do some artwork for it, and then have him. So he did this, and that's the big-eyed fathead.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think I've got one shirt that's got this on the front, and then that on the back, and that's pretty cool too.
Cool. So yeah, we'll put links to all of that stuff in the description below, so that you can follow Bait and Tackle and Joe himself on all available platforms. Get yourself a t-shirt. And hey, while you're down in that description, I'd like to remind you all that we'd love to have you subscribe if you enjoy what you're seeing here. If you enjoy the shenanigans and tomfoolery that occurs during the Bait Boys podcast, or even if you don't, just subscribe anyway and ignore it when it pops up. That's fine too. We hope you watch it. And it is what it is though. We can't make you. So, but yeah, if you could just give it a subscribe, maybe hit the little thing that's shaped like a thumbs up. If you hit that, I've heard sometimes YouTube will spit out a $100 bill. I don't know. It's not every time, but you try it. And then if you have somebody that is either your best friend or your mortal enemy that may or may not be into fishing or bait making, why don't you just share this video with them? Because who knows, maybe you can bring a little bit of joy or terror to someone else's life.
You're a good salesman.
Yes. That was good.
If only I could sell real things. Anyway, we just heard from Joe about what he's been working on recently. So let's kind of talk through what the rest of us have been doing. And I think, Trevor, you always do such a solid job of starting out. Do you want to go first again this time?
Sure. What am I doing? Well, I got a Raptor and a Rex, I believe they are called, heading to me that I'm going to be repainting for none other than Panfish Poppy.
Shout out Panfish Poppy. He's watching right now. He always is.
Guaranteed.
He's watching right now in the live chat.
Always. So that's what I'm working on. And yes, that's it.
I may have to send you one of those Raptors for you to paint for me. I had Chris do one, and I've caught so many fish on that lure, but I can't afford that Rex. That's just too expensive.
Oh yeah,
it's like $100, I think, for that Rex. I'm not even sure. What is that? A 3-4 inch swim bait?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen one. I've never held one. It's en route to me right now.
Yeah. Even that little one, that Raptor's $40, I think, just for a blank. Yeah. He's making money.
What are we doing?
I can't wait to see what Trev does with them.
Yeah, me too.
Do you have instructions from Panfish Poppy on what he wants, or you have full creative license?
The big one is the Rex.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So I have to make the Rex a bluegill, and then I have full artistic freedom for the Raptor.
That's gonna be cool.
Excited to see that. Yeah.
I feel like that thing's actually a good bluegill size too, so that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Just no black. Not all black is the only stipulation.
And that's
So I said, who does that?
That's fair.
And then he told me they will remain nameless.
What have you been working on, Anthony?
I don't even know.
Besides being sick.
What doesn't he work on?
I mean,
I think he's working on something right now while he's doing this podcast.
Yeah.
He
Well,
usually
I'm just messing with this.
Oh, it's okay if you work on that. That's fine. You can work on that one.
Oh, I have to. So my plan for the weekend was to get a bunch of downsized blanks poured, but that didn't happen. So I'm gonna work on that this week. Joe's getting one. I'm sure you guys would like one.
Yes, please.
So, yeah, I don't plan on painting anything this week, but I'm gonna get some blanks poured and have a bunch of baits I'm making molds for. Basically, I'm set back 2 days now because I couldn't get anything done all weekend. I had big plans for today. I'm gonna get this done and this done and this done, and now I have to go back to work tomorrow with none of it done. But
dude, you got the boat fixed. You got the boat fixed.
I did get the boat fixed. Yeah, I haven't taken it out yet.
But you will, and that's what's important, right?
I'll get it out again. Yeah, I'm trying to go night fishing on it.
That'd be cool.
That's better. The less chance of tipping it over like a kayak. Just stay away from the bullfrogs.
I will say on the boat, I've hit things at night though, so that could be worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
One time I was going down this creek and I was leaving and then I stopped to do something and the boat must have got turned around. So then I thought I was towards the end of the creek. So I'm like, oh, I got, whatever. I hit it. It's a no wake zone and I'm just flooring it. I'm going the wrong way into the back of the creek where it starts to gradually getting shallower. And I'm looking around and the boat has 2 spotlights on the back. And I'm like, why are the trees getting closer and closer? You know where I'm talking about. We were fishing there, Trev. That's where you pulled that pickerel out from under the tree. Yeah, that was sketchy. So don't think just because it's a boat, I'm not going to screw something up or fall in. I'll almost guaranteed hit something and sink it.
I think that you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
Except
it's a fiberglass hull, right? Yeah. That's why I fish an aluminum boat. That's why I own an aluminum boat. It's very hard to...
Dude, I put screws through the hull. I put these battery trays up front and I screwed them down. And then the one day I have the boat out on the trailer and I'm looking at it and I'm like, why are there screws sticking out of the boat?
Yep. Through the fiberglass.
Yeah, I didn't realize how close they were.
The whole JB weld won't fix.
That's what I did. I went and got a cutoff wheel. I cut them off and then I just put some white marine JB weld over them.
So Anthony's got a fiberglass boat. Jesse, you have a aluminum boat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Trevor, do you have a boat?
I have a kayak.
Yeah, dude, I love kayaks. I carry one on my truck when I travel for work, and I fish out of it as much as I possibly can. I love it.
I like the kayak more than the boat, honestly.
I do too. Yeah. But Trev, don't buy one. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I have 2. I have an aluminum boat and a fiberglass boat. No, that is not worth it.
Yeah. No.
It's a 3-year-old boat. And I've actually had the motor blow up twice.
I've not been that bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Mine's 4 years old, and it's been okay. Knock on wood so far.
Yeah, knock on some wood, because
But I also only use it like 4 times a year, so it's not because that's all I got time for. Complete waste of money. But don't tell my wife I said that.
No, it's not. That's not a complete waste of money. It's a good lawn.
I did get to go fishing 2 weekends in a row though, for the first time ever, probably.
Awesome. Yeah.
These last 2 weekends, I only caught 1 fish total, but hey, I still got to go fishing.
Doesn't matter. You got the boat out. That's all that matters.
That's exactly right. That's my happy place. But all right. Is it my turn to go? I was
Yes.
going to move on to the next thing. I've got a lot of stuff going on right now, per the usual, because I can't focus on one thing at a time. But I'm also leaving to travel for work on Thursday. So I've got to do a lot of video editing and preparation because I'm going to be gone for about a week and won't be able to do all that stuff. Going to be working the whole time. So yeah, I've been just a lot of video editing, including the rat video, which if it's not out by the time this episode airs, I quit. I'm done. Like I quit in general. Like
Jesse,
I quit
what do you do for
YouTube.
work?
I work in the hospitality industry for a travel company.
Okay.
And my job is to go meet with our bigger customers and take them to do stuff. So I'm going to be in Greensboro, North Carolina for the
hook a brother up. Like, come on. Let's go.
I can't even hook myself up, man.
You can't get
can't
get the 4 of us together somewhere, like exotic. You know, we could do some cool.
I'm work. I mean, if you want to buy timeshare, I can.
I just sat down and listened to one of those actually 2-3 weeks ago.
I don't want to talk about it.
I understand.
No, it pays the bills.
That's right.
And I like the people I work with directly, so that makes it a little easier. But no, I'm going to a PGA golf tournament this weekend to hang out with customers.
Very cool.
Yeah, it'd be really cool if I gave any sort of a crap about golf.
Where'd you say you're going to?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
That's not too far from me.
Yeah.
I think Greensboro is that Greensboro? I'm not sure if it's Greenville or Greensboro, I think, but I think you're like only 2 hours from where I'm at.
Are you in North Carolina?
No, I'm in Virginia.
Virginia. Okay. So yeah. No, I go there. I've gone there for the past 3 years for this thing, and it's always so stupid hot.
Oh yeah.
And it's always usually miserable, and I don't like golf. But hey, I get paid to be there, and the parties are cool, so
bring a pole with you. You can fish the ponds while everybody else is golfing.
Well, I've got my travel rod, my collapsible bait caster. It goes everywhere with me on these work trips that I have to go on. It's just a matter of finding the time while I'm there, because I usually have to stay pretty busy. One of these years, I'm going to stay out there an extra couple of days, because I know a lot of people in the area that I'd like to go fish with. So I'll have to plan better next time. But I'm going to be leaving. The rat video should be done by now, so I'm not even going to talk about that. I got a wild hair the other day I'll tell you why. Because I bought a mini glide from Trevor, and I've never fished a mini glide before, and I absolutely fell in love with it. It was the thing I caught the 1 fish on over the past 2 weekends. So I'm like, I got to make one. And so I've been designing my own mini glide to kind of fit the freekbaits brand. And I've got at least the prototype molds are all designed, or the master molds are all designed. I had to order more resin, which won't be here before I have to leave, so I'm not going to be able to print stuff just yet. But when I get back, I'm going to start printing them. And I've got a real tiny 3D printer, so I have to print it 1 piece at a time, and each one takes about 8 hours. So it'll be a few days before I can actually pour a silicone mold, but I'm pretty excited about that. I've got a custom order that is a flathead catfish. Can you see it?
Whoa,
that's cool.
Can you see a flathead catfish in there? It's not quite
I can
done.
see it.
But that's a custom order I had come in that I need to get done. So that's kind of what I've been working on immediately, other than editing these videos. And just trying to find 80 hours in a 24-hour day, but Trev won't share his magic. So I'm just kind of stuck with the 24.
Damn you, Trevor. Come on, man. Share your secrets.
Isn't it funny how Trevor puts you on a bait and then you want to design one? The last time he was up, he's like, you got to tie on a lipless. You just got to tie it on and commit to it. So I did, and they were chewing it. And I was like, man, I love this thing. And then I had to design a lipless. I hated them before that. You couldn't pay me to throw one. until he was like,
Really?
"Dude, just for real." I don't know why. I just didn't enjoy them until I tried that one. And what was it? It was like a gold Bass Pro Shops one or something you gave me.
Yeah, it was one of those Bass Pro XPS, like the little fancier Bass Pro ones.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was just gold and pretty simple, pretty basic.
Yeah.
But it works for me a lot.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, this thing's actually a lot of fun. It kept getting hit right at the bank as I was like slowly bringing it up towards the end, and then it would just get hit right there, and I'm like, oh, this is a lot of fun. And then I went and designed a lipless. Jesse gets a mini glide, and Jesse's like, oh, now I gotta design a mini glide.
Yeah, that's
You don't even
There's
know
something
what you're
about-
doing. You're inspiring all of us.
yeah, all day, every day. It's amazing what you're able to do, not even knowing it, Trev. Like you don't even realize the impact that you're having on all of us.
I think
That's what
Seriously,
happens when
I'm
you're
not joking.
Batman.
he's just
When you're Batman,
he's in his own little world over there. He just does his thing.
Yeah.
I am.
just making the world a better place. That's what he does. Just not even trying to. He just does. Just does. Awesome. All right.
I know
Well,
some people that'll argue that.
those people don't. They don't
count.
Yeah, they don't matter.
All right, fellas. Well, it's been great chatting with everybody this evening. And Joe, thank you once again for hanging out with us. We really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
And
I've enjoyed it.
I'm glad because it got a little shaky there for a little bit. I was wondering if you were going to just like leave, but I'm glad you didn't.
I never walk out. No, I wouldn't do that.
Well, good. Thank you for sticking with us. But it's time to wrap things up with our question of the week. If you have a question of the week that you would like for us to answer on a future episode of the Bait Boys I was doing so well. On the Bait Boys podcast. I have not been able to say podcast for the past 2 episodes. If you have a question of the week that you would like us to answer on this show, but a later version of it, leave it down in the comments below, and there's a good chance that it will get answered eventually. We got a pretty good list going. But this week's question of the week comes from @JamesAlderman on Instagram. And @JamesAlderman asks, how did you all come up with the name? Now, what I think James is asking here is, how do we come up with the name Bait Boys Podcast? And we can tell that story, but I also thought it would be cool if we went around and everybody told how they came up with the name for their specific thing. So the Bait Boys Podcast name story, I'll start with that, and then we'll jump to our guest because they go first. But just to get that one out of the way first, it's very, very simple. I reached out to Anthony and I was like, hey, what do you think? Would you be interested in doing a podcast about bait making? And I think that, I'd not really talked to Trevor before this, but but we can also ask, Trevor from peak.baits to see if he wants to join. And he's like, yeah, cool. I'll ask him. And then comes back a little bit later. Yeah, Trevor's down. What are we going to call it? I was like, I don't know, something like Bait Boys Podcast or something. And so we started a group chat, and the group chat to this day's name is Bait Boys Podcast ?
Question mark.
It's still that, and it stuck. We ran with it, and that's no real crazy story behind that one. So that's how the Bait Boys Podcast was born.
It was just fitting.
Am I missing anything?
Yeah.
It works.
It
We're all
does work.
boys.
I think it's good.
As far as
And
I
like
know.
the artwork too. That's pretty cool. Who did the artwork?
My friend Chad Gregory Paul Thomas did the artwork.
I thought his name was Al.
Al, yeah, that's his dad. Is Al, yeah, Chad Gregory Paul Thomas. I always have a hard time remembering his full name, and he likes to go by that. So, yeah, he did the artwork. He's a very talented artist, and he works very quickly. But there was very specific direction given on what we wanted from this commission from Chad Gregory Paul Thomas. It was very, very specific direction. So it's not like it was just like, hey, do something. And he gave us back this. It was very, very specific direction. And there are some modifications that are built in there too that were done by hand. Yeah. Anyway, let's move away from the fact that we use Al to make our logo. What about you, Joe? I've always loved the spelling of Bait and Tackle, but what made you decide to call what you're doing that
All right,
specifically?
you guys might enjoy this story. Do you know that movie? Is it Idiocracy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know the part where somebody comes to the door, and I can't remember the guy's name inside the room, but he goes, "Go away, baiting." That's where I got that from.
That's a better
I was
story
like,
than I
huh?
was hoping for.
I was like, baiting? Tackle? Yeah, that's good. I like it.
B8N Tackle. Yes.
So go away, baiting. That's where
Yes.
I came from, man. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
I like that. Yeah.
That's a much better story than I was expecting. Yes. That's good.
Great. Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I love that movie. It's turning into more of a documentary now, but
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's got what
right.
plants crave. So who wants to go next?
I'll
Trevor.
go.
Yeah, make Trevor go.
Trevor goes.
No, not Trevor.
No, let
Trevor?
Trevor go.
Trevor usually goes first. He's not afraid to volunteer to go first most of the time. So that's why I just.
How did
Go
I
for
get
it.
the name?
How'd you get the name Peak Baits?
I believe I opened up the dictionary to the first page and went, peak baits.
Huh.
No,
The
that really
first
didn't
page
happen.
wouldn't. The first page wouldn't be P.
No,
I believed you. Yeah, the first page would.
I wanted something.
that was
I
great.
wanted something that sounded, I don't know, like, I don't even know how to explain it. This is kind of on the spot. First time I'm finding out the answer because I didn't really read the itinerary for tonight. Or the question, I mean, not the answer. I don't have the answer.
Why do I even try?
Yes.
Yes.
That's how I got it.
Yes. Okay.
Just
I like
figured it out. It hit you.
It did. It really did.
I mean, he's
It's a
Batman.
cool name.
How can I follow that up? Jeez.
Yes. Yeah.
How'd you
can't
come
use
up
the
with the
same answer.
name? How'd you come up with the name? Yes. Next.
Next question. I will not elaborate.
I don't even remember. I remember spending like days trying to figure out a name, and everything was like somebody's initial and their middle initial or something.
Yeah.
And I was trying to come up with something creative, and I thought being lazy was pretty good because like who doesn't want lazy days of fishing? And also I don't think being lazy is a bad thing because I think if you're lazy, you can figure out ways to get what needs to get done faster so you can be lazy. So it's kind of like a multifaceted name.
My
So-
man. That's what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
Yes.
So in short, yes.
Take it.
What about you, Jesse? I know yours because I've read it before.
You actually read the whole story.
I did all the way till the end.
Yeah. I don't have any brownie points to assign at the moment. I'm fresh out of
Damn
them,
it.
but as soon as I get more, I'll get you one.
Thank you.
Now, much like your story, yes. Much like your story, I sat around when I started making baits and decided I wanted to start sharing these baits with the public at large. I tried to think of a cool name for it and nothing hit home. And so I just started thinking back, like, what are some nicknames that I've had throughout my entire life? And I've not had many, but there was one. So I was a wannabe goth kid in high school. I'm just going to throw that out there. That may surprise some people. I know you never see my ears, but I do have huge holes in them. That part stuck around. I'm now 40 years old, but I was a wannabe goth kid in high school. But I also played football. I was also in choir and acted in musicals and stuff like that. So I was a weird kid, and I'm not ashamed of that. I think it is what it is. That's because that's who made me the man. That's what made me the man that I am today. But I grew up in a very small town in rural Missouri, and there were not a lot of people that weren't very country in the town that I grew up in. So all my friends, I affectionately refer to them as rednecks and hillbillies. And there was a group of friends that ended up becoming this was a little after high school. I walked into a place where they were, and one of them looked me square in the face and said, "You look like a freak." And I looked back at him and I said, "You look like a redneck." And we just kind of looked at each other for a second and then shook hands and gave each other a hug and started talking, and it was like, became like, those are still to this day, some of the closest friends I had. We spent a lot of time together, but that was always their name for me, was the Freek. And so I took it. I even had a sticker on the back of my old Chevy Blazer that said Freek, spelled with 2 E's. And I was like, and then I had completely forgotten about it until I was trying to figure out a name for whatever this is that I'm doing. I was like, freak baits. That sounds cool. So I went with it. And that's the story of
I like
freak
it.
baits and how it got its name.
It's better than yes.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
a lot went into that.
Yeah. Yeah. It
3
did.
whole letters in 1 syllable. Yeah.
And and the exclamation.
Oh, exclamation. Yeah. I can't forget your punctuation.
Yeah, I kind of share that same thing. I was like a punk rocker in high school. At least I thought I was. Different colored
we all thought we
hair.
were.
And that's all I listened to was punk rock music for a long time.
There we go.
Loved it.
Yeah. I had hair back then and it was black and red. And not like ginger red. It was Coke bottle red, dark black and Coke bottle red. And the emo demons had control of my forehead. Yeah, it was pretty rough. Not my proudest moments, but still, like I said, it made me who I am today. And I'm bald, probably from all the hair dye. Anyway, all right. That's your question of the week and the answers that you may or may not have wanted to know. And some of them you may still never know. But that's how the podcast and all 4 of our entities got their name. But any last words, gentlemen? Anything else that I'm forgetting other than like, subscribe, buy some merch?
Oh,
Follow.
thanks for
Bait&Tackle
joining
on
us,
every
Joe.
possible platform.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Joe.
I had a
Yeah,
blast.
Joe, thank you.
Anytime.
Good. Yeah. Well, you're welcome back anytime. But yeah. Thank you all for sticking through with us until the end. And as always, we will see you next time.
Did great, guys.
Good job, guys. That was cool.
We sure did.
Yeah.